at the Accessible Trail, and I'm with Debbie Cary from the Audobon Society. So tell us a little bit about this trail.
Okay, well, this is the Triano Brookside Trail, and named after Mike Triano, who some Worcester people may know. He's a fabulous local leader, citizen, neighborhood activist, and he really led the charge for saving the Broadmeadow Brook area. So we thought we should name a trail after him. And most recently, a year ago, the city of Worcester stepped in, helped regrade it, raise the level of the trail, and was willing to use materials such that it's now accessible. It's packed stone dust, has a gravel base. It's really kept up with even some pretty intense rainstorms, so we feel really happy about it. People of all different abilities use this trail, and the best way to get to it is probably to go to it from the Hampton Street entry. It's where Hampton and Dunkirk Ave meet, which is at the northern end of the sanctuary, just off of Massasoit Road. So you come in on Greenfield Street, and then you turn left on Brightwood and right on Hampton. And then there's actually a place, it's not for everybody, but if you're handicapped, you're welcome to park right at the end there, and there's the accessible entry right into the sanctuary there. You can also park at the end of Dunkirk Ave and come into the sanctuary there, but it's a little bumpier. It's not quite set yet for all-person access.
I was wondering, since this is flat, can this be used for cross-country skiing or snowshoeing?
Well, actually, we really encourage snowshoeing. Some of the rest of the trails aren't as well set up for cross-country skiing and are quite steep. So we think that snowshoeing works better, and we actually have outfitted the sanctuary with about 25 different pairs, all sizes, of snowshoes. We run programs in the winter. It's great, and in fact, this year we want to have a very jolly fundraiser in the winter. We're going to have a snowshoe race down the Triano Brookside Trail. Oh. And we were thinking we could have relay teams, because actually it's a half a mile, but to run even a half a mile in snowshoes is fairly rigorous. So what we thought we'd do is make it possible for people to have teams. So stay tuned about that, but the answer is yes, absolutely. It's a great place to snowshoe.
Now, you had some other people in the community help you give you some education about the Accessible Trail. Can you tell a little bit about them?
Yes, sure. There's a number of folks, Debbie Orcott and also Jerry Barrier, who have come here many times and have given me a lot of advice along the way, have been willing to help with programs. And we're not done yet, and they know that. We're in the process of this, design of the Switchback Trail down to Frog Pond Trail. I know I'm going to be calling them back as soon as we have the preliminary designs for that, and they'll be pitching in and helping out.
Debbie Orzak.
Yeah, Orzak. I knew that came out funny. Thanks.
So how many trails are here in this area?
Well, we have a total of 8 different trails out on the sanctuary. It adds up to about 6 miles now. Now we just added the Smiley Face Trail. You can do a number of loops. You can do a half an hour loop, or you could spend 2 hours out here. Really, or longer. But it's about 2 hours if you want to do the sort of north-south longest loop up and back. Oh, and then this trail here, the Triano Brookside Trail, is just a half a mile, but it's really neat, and you see a lot here, so you can walk down and back, and if you have any limitations, it's nice and smooth, and you can still see a lot. You can hang out on the bridge behind us, which is a wonderful place to just stand and watch, or you can head out and up into the woods, or stay looking out over marsh. You get that sort of variety of habitat.
And are there any animals here?
Well, we are hearing a lot of birds. I wouldn't be surprised if we'd see some muskrats and maybe the otter if we walk up a little bit from here. And often I see deer crossing the path here. This is a really common place to have deer sightings.
Well, it sounds, this is really beautiful. How long has this been open, like you said?
This has been here about a little over a year and a half now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Accessible Trail for persons with disabilities, elders, baby carriages, parents who have children with disabilities. This is a universal trail.
Yep, and if you just want to be sociable, sometimes it's fun when you go out for a hike to not have to walk single file. You want to walk next to your friends and talk, and this trail is perfect for that.
Is this one of the few accessible trails in the state?
Actually, not in the state. The state park system has a really fabulous program, and in fact, they're some of the people who have given us advice and support. There's also an organization called, I think, All Outdoors or Access Outdoors, and that's a group that works with the state park system, and they run programs throughout the warm weather, spring, summer, fall, and offer programs, and the state has a number of accessible trails in the state park. So, you know, we're actually trying to catch up to the state here at Mass Audubon. That's the way I look at it. They've really, Massachusetts can be very proud of that, and the rest of us want to do the same.
Before we came in, you was telling me about some of the symbols, which I would definitely show. Explain the symbols that we have before people come in.
Oh, sure. Well, you'll find that at every access to Broadmeadow Brook, because we're a neighborhood sanctuary, so there are multiple places that neighbors can come in. So we want to make sure people feel welcome and know that it's okay, because for many years people weren't sure, well, is it private or public, or can we come? This is really a public sanctuary. Much of the land is owned by the city of Worcester. We're the managers, we're the caretakers. So at each entry you'll see a couple of different signs. One, there's a little bird sitting on a twig, and that's the sign of a wildlife sanctuary. It's a universal symbol. We also have another one with a person standing next to a tree. Some people thought it meant tree farm. No, it means a public recreation area, and it was what I say, the person and the tree. It's like people and trees and nature are happy together. It's kind of a cheery sign. And then there's the hiking symbol of two people hiking, which is a more common symbol to people, and that just reconfirms, oh, walking trails, I can go for a hike there. So we hope that gets the message, whether you read English or not. And we also have welcome signs and instructions about the trails in 4 other different languages beside English at our visitor center. So we're trying in multiple ways to invite a diverse community to come have fun here.
Well, you know, when it comes to trails and nature, it's universal across the world.
Exactly. So we want to do everything we can in Worcester.
All right. Well, this is Robin Miller with Deb Cary on the Triano Trail.
Yep, Triano Brookside Trail.
Triano Brookside Trail, and there'll be information posted about how you can access it.